Hello and Assalamualaikum everyone. So today we are going to present about the assignment 3, which is entitled Capacity Planning and Development. Before we start, I would like to introduce ourselves. My name is Ahmad Hussein bin Alias and my metric number is 19956. Muhammad Amirul Hakim Fauzi 198061. Abdul bin Abdul Wahab 197900. Yat bin Mohammed 196700. So this introduction. So I would like to explain about the production planning and automation system. So our production planning is the act of the developing a guide for the design and production of a given product or service. Production planning helps organization to make the production process as efficient as possible. Automation describe a wide range of technology that reduce human intervention in process. That means automation system like to reduce the human burden, and human intervention is reduced by determining decision criteria, sub-process relationship, and related action, and embodying those predetermination in the machine.
Okay, so the popular statement. A Putra production company is having trouble with its automation system and production planning for bearing processing. So the automation system department and production department have a design capacity of hundreds products per day. Its effective capacity, however, is 84 products per day. And its actual output per day, the manager would like to increase the number of products per day. So some variables such as quality issue, absenteeism, automation system and production system so may have an impact on very processing output. The primary goal of the study is to find out what variables are linked to varying manufacturing issues.
So for the discussion on the factor that influence the production, we based on the case study. The first factor is the quality problem. So what is the quality problem? Quality is defined as any instant where the desired quality characteristic is not present or not up to the intended level. That means it's not reached the benchmark. In other words, it is an instant of failure to conform to standard or specification. It can also be considered as the quality gap. So how to identify this problem? So there is several steps to identify this problem. The first one is via the statistical quality problem. That means you can detect the defective product or the unsatisfactory result, right? Which is occur by chance. Knowing the frequency of the occurrence is very important. So the statistical quality control is the one that detect the rate of the non-conformance in the sizable such as and quantity of product or delivery. The second, you can show through the customer complaint, and the next is through the employer complaint, and the last one is through the incident reporting. Okay. So the how to solve the problem? There are many steps that you can do to to overcome this problem. This one is the by assess the quality of the service by collecting data. The second one is identify the problem. After you collect data, you identify the problem, and then you analyze the problem. And then after that you can postulate the causes. That's mean you can do the use the tools such as the diagram or any any method that can assist your information of data. The next step is the identify data required and how to obtain that. You identify the data that you have been try to simplify through the tool. So that with the planned data collection, you need uh, to know or to gain more data than than we already have. After that, start to collecting more data and analyze data that you just get and try to derive cause of the problem and then plan the corrective remedial measure. After that, you carry out the remedial measure that you try to use this step. And then it's the re-evaluate the problem. That's when you try to recap to recap what you have done so far. And the last one is to prevent the problem from recurring. That means you try to avoid that problem from occur again. That means you will not repeat your mistake. Yeah, I think that's all for this factor.
So for absenteeism, so is defined as the lack of an employee's present for planned works. That means that employee they made as a decision to absent from work without any reason other than illness or other certified reason of absence. Therefore, absent for work that approved in advance, that is not on the absenteeism. So two methods for measuring absenteeism. The first one is total work time missed. So that means the percentage of contract working time available that has been lost due to absence is expressed using the time missed due to absenteeism while reporting absence data. And the second method is frequency of absence. That means the average number of absent employee per event we calculate as a percentage. So that's two methods that we use to measure absenteeism. That's all for me.
So for automation system, first automation is the technology by which a process or procedure is accomplished without human assistance. So there are three basic elements in automation system, which is power, program of instruction, and also control system. So line balancing is a process of distributing workload evenly across all operations in a cell or value stream in order to eliminate bottlenecks and excess capacity. So in order to do line balancing, there are few estimation need to be applied, which is first outline the workstation sequence and draw precedence diagram. Estimate the needed cycle time for each workstation, calculating on number of workstation needed, and also start assigning tasks to the workstation until the process times are equal. Next slide. So there are 5 levels of automation in the industrial operation. First is level 1, which is all manual. Level 2 is the operator manually feeds the material into the machine, then the machine runs through its work cycle automatically, and then the operator manually removes the completed item and transport it to the next stage. Level 3 is operator physically loads the material into the machine, which automatically cycles and unloads the material, and then operator transfer the component. Level 4, the machine can automatically fill material, cycles them, discharge the complete item, then manually transported. And level 5 is completely automated. Next. So there are some difficulty in implementing automation system. First is high investment expenses, which includes the maintenance cost to keep the automation system running smoothly and to retain the efficiency it was designed to deliver. Next is particular skills and expertise were also required to develop, handle, implement, and control automation system and equipment. The absence of trained workers and to run and control the automation process may cause a greater issue.
So last but not least, the factors which influence the production rate is the production planning. So essentially, production planning is a type of activities which handles activities necessary before production can actually begin. This production planning is crucial, specifically in production management and scheduling, as because it helps in preparing the allocation of raw materials, resources, equipment, and manpower according to a defined schedule in order to generate finished product within the schedule. The production planning can provide a variety of concepts such as what raw materials factories have on hand, what products the companies need to buy, when the items are needed, and how long production takes, and others. Uh, Next slide. So the activities which includes in the production planning can consist of advanced planning and scheduling, which is APS. So basically, APS is a type of planning system which utilize planning and scheduling techniques, which consider a wide range of constraints in order to produce an optimized plan based on mathematical modeling and mathematical modeling techniques. Basically, the APS determines identify a feasible plan that consider all demand, needs, and supply limitation by using intelligent analytical to perform finite scheduling and produce a realistic plan. Uh, the second one is the capacity planning. So capacity planning is a type of activities which allows a system to produce output within a specific time period. This activities is crucial because it is used to identify the most efficient use of resource and uh, plays an important role in decision making processes. So uh, essentially many organization apply this strategic capacity planning because it assists the company in achieving its future requirements. Uh, this strategic capacity planning is used for capital intensive resources such as plant, machinery, manpower, and other resources, and it can confirm that the operational expenses are kept at a minimum without compromising quality. Next slide. The third one is the master production schedule, which is MPS. So this MPS is used to describe to a centralized document which provides on what products need to be made, how much the outputs need to be produced, and when the products need to be produced. So the MPS enables the business organization to keep commitments to their clients. The function of MPS can also include determines amount of products that must be produced within specific period of time, to identify which parts of production line are the most efficient, to set the reorder point of deliveries that must be made, and specify the machine and equipment loads and usage requirements. And lastly is the material requirement planning. So MRP is a standard planning system which helps manufacturers or producers in understanding their inventory requirements while balancing the supply and demand. Uh, MRP also tells reveals on how to efficiently manage inventory, schedule production, and can deliver the proper product on time. So, so for the next slide, I will pass to the next. So as a consequence, uh, the production planning is required to ensure that the manufacturing process can run as efficiently as possible by matching the production needs with available resources in the most cost-effective manner. And the knowledge of the production planning give the manager to complete control over the manufacturing process, which allow him to prevent from wasting time, avoid bottlenecks, efficiently manage the workforce, and ensure that the process runs smoothly without interaction, delays, or stress. So for the next slide, I will pass to the next presenter.
Okay, so for recommendation, we study the case study from an article of production planning problem in printed circuit board assembly. The based on the article, that the plant can produce an output of 40,000 baud per year, but due to competition faced by the PCB manufacturer, the manufacturer will need to increase efficiency and master product planning to control and to improve the competitive situation. The first recommendation that we recommend is that the manager must maximize the utilization, and for the calculation of the system effectiveness can be used in these two calculation, these two formula, efficiency and utilization. Next. After calculating the system effectiveness, the manager can plan to maximize the utilization. For short term, the manager can use the current equipment, but it will result in overtime, which includes weekend or night. which adding the shift in manufacturing plan that don't have a continuous operation. For the long-term plan, can optimize the equipment utilization by deploying tools and methods to improve the performance or consider buying a new equipment.
For conclusion, uh, increasing the number of product produced per day can help Putra Production Company solve its problem. So there is four factors that we have been discussed in this report, which means increase the number of product produced per day. So these are quality problems, absenteeism, automation system, and production planning. So based on the study, there are also some recommendations for the manager to try out to solve. As a result of researching and identifying the variables, you can improve the difficulty in many manufacturing suggestions that have been made. So I think that's all for our group. Thank you.